She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Hey, me and Matt here, and kind of slacking for a while, but might as well finish this off. Talk about Survivor Series 2003, and I remember this day fully because I was out with Costco, and I was like telling my parents, I gotta get back, I gotta get back, I gotta get back. And sure enough, watched the Survivor Series. And yeah, shit, that was interesting. 20 fucking years ago. I've said that before, but at this point, it was like almost a new generation because you had guys like John Cena coming out, Randy Orton, all those people who basically would continue on. And I remember thinking, like, it would be funny to see John Cena in another 10 years, in another 20 years. And sure enough, it's 2023, and we're still talking about him. Now, Randy Orton will come back eventually, but this was pretty interesting, and it was also an end of an era, which we'll get to. So I have a match for the Cruiserweight Championship, yes. The WWE Cruiserweight Championship did not look like Nickelodeon style belt, but rather kind of like the old school WCW title in a way, but it was the WWE version. So you have Tajiri with Akira and Sakota, who defeated Jamie Noble. Did not see this match. Jamie Noble, one of the best wrestlers that would eventually go on to Ring of Honor. This is his real name, James Gibson. And one of the best wrestlers there. He's now an agent in WWE, has been for a long time now. In fact, saw him in a segment with Kevin Owens, so that's cool. But yeah, Tajiri won, retaining the title. This was pretty cool. And this was back when Heat was like the pre-show to any pay-per-view, which I thought was pretty cool. And unfortunately, was the only thing that was free. So we begin the show, got the Survivor Series match. Team Angle. It's Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, John Cena, Hardcore Holly, and Bradshaw. Yes, Bradshaw, who was beginning his JBL look, if you will. So there's that. They defeated Team Lesnar, which obviously Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Matt Morgan, Nathan Jones, and A-Train. Kind of forget that Nathan Jones stayed in the company for just a little while longer before being released, but this was a pretty good match. A lot of very technical moves. Obviously, Big Show was mostly powerful in this match, but as you have Hardcore Holly involved in a disqualification with Brock Lesnar, you have A-Train, who got eliminated by Bradshaw. You have Big Show eliminating Bradshaw, Kurt Angle eliminating Matt Morgan, Kurt Angle eliminating Nathan Jones. Brock Lesnar, he eliminated Kurt Angle, who he took the WWE title from a couple months earlier at WrestleMania. You have Brock, who was eliminated by Benoit. You have John Cena, who was the last one, and he pinned Big Show. So basically, yeah, the two surviving members were John Cena and Benoit, and we have Chris wanting to shake his hand. So yeah, basically, John Cena did that, which solidified his face turn in full effect. And yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, didn't really realize how cool that it would be to see John Cena begin his face journey basically in this role. And I mean, to see him now, it's like, holy shit, this guy really... I mean, thinking about a 26-year-old man that basically grew up a lot more in the WWE and the wrestling business in general. Like, he started way back in 99. And so, to see that, it was like, yeah, it was awesome. You have the WWE Women's Championship match. You've got Molly Holly, who defeated Lita. Now, there was a match, and this match was pretty cool. And obviously, Molly Holly ended up going over. But Lita pulled out a lot of good moves as well. She's always been a very good wrestler. Even Molly, and I think she could still go today. It's a matter of time before Lita comes back, but I'm not sure when. So I'll see what happens with that. Molly Holly, both Hall of Famers, by the way. So there's that. We have an ambulance match. We have an ambulance match. This feud had gone on for a very long time. And obviously, this was pretty fucking cool. And I mean, it went as far as this. And, you know, seeing these two tear it up around the ring, going backstage, and one of the things that really made it cool was the fact that it wasn't a PG era moment. Like, the PG era didn't really happen at this point, but there was a lot of dark stuff in this feud. Nothing like you'd see with Kane and Triple H this year, but yeah, basically Kane was able to get the win, throwing Shane into the ambulance, but it was a hell of a fight. And as much as I say that Shane is more or less like a glorified stuntman than a fucking wrestler, which I have said a lot, he's very talented. You know, he is very talented at what he did. Not does, but did. Because I don't think he can do half that shit now. Just look at this year's WrestleMania. You have the Tag Team Championship match. The Basham Brothers, Doug and Danny, with Shaniqua, who had defeated Los Guerreros, Eddie, and Chavo. And yeah, I mean, the Guerreros were a Tag Team Championship. And at this point, obviously, the Basham Brothers were the champions, and they were a good tag team, especially when they joined JBL and Orlando Jordan. And this was a really good match too. And they pulled out all the stops, but yeah, the Basham Brothers retained their titles. This match, now obviously I'm still a huge Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, and you know, it was like, I didn't understand the depth of how severe his neck injury was, or how injured he was in general, and his last match being WrestleMania 19. Well, his last match at that point, you know, this was kind of cool. So I didn't know what was gonna happen, and yeah, Team Bischoff, Chris Jericho, Christian, Randy Orton, Scott Steiner, and Mark Henry, with Eric Bischoff, Stacy Keibler, and Teddy Long. I don't know why Teddy was there. And then you had Austin's team of Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, other boys. And yeah, so it was actually really cool to see a lot of these guys that have never been in the ring with each other before beat each other's ass. And so it was like you had Scott Steiner eliminated by Booker T as your WCW throwback, I guess. Mark Henry, who eliminated Booker T. You've got Rob Van Dam, Devon, and Bubba Ray, who fell right on top of Mark Henry to get the win over him. Randy Orton defeated Rob Van Dam. Chris Jericho defeating Devon Dudley. Christian, who pinned Bubba Ray. You got Shawn Michaels, who pinned Christian. Chris Jericho. And yeah, basically, Eric Bischoff caused a distraction, which gave Austin the opportunity to chase Eric out of the building, or well, out of, you know, sight, I guess. And Randy Orton did the RKO, and yeah, they had him basically crawl over, and he pinned Shawn Michaels. So, you know, the classic Steve comes out and is in shock, so he gets into the ring. I honestly thought at this point he was gonna help Shawn Michaels up and give him the Stone Cold Stunner, but no, that didn't happen, and it was just they hugged. Steve picks up the mic and does a passionate speech. It was actually one of the few times, except for SummerSlam, where I watched it on pay-per-view and actually they didn't censor Steve when he was like, you know, I love the shit out of you guys. You know, and this was cool because at the same time, you know, he began his career in Dallas, Texas, and he ended his career in Dallas, Texas. Now, hindsight being 2020, or whatever you want to call it, I guess, I don't know. His last match being last year in Dallas against Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens. It was like, you know, never say never. When an injury like this happens, it's like never say never. Is he still wrestling? No. But to have that one last match on his terms, to get ready for it, and then just to have it, it was like, holy shit, that was awesome. And as a fan, too, for a long, long time, just to see that, well, it was awesome. So, then you got the Buried Alive match. Undertaker versus Mr. McMahon. Now, yes, both McMahons faced the Brothers of Destruction on this time. And this story was interesting too, because obviously, you know, you look at WrestleMania 19 and you have McMahon versus Hogan, a match that I don't think anybody ever expected. But this match was cool. Just to see how maniacal Vince can be. Like, he comes out to the ring and he's praying like this, or whatever. And he's got the sinister smile. And the match goes in Undertaker's favor for a while, and then, you know, they went back and forth. The match basically would end when Kane comes out, hitting the Undertaker, having Taker get a tombstone by Kane, being thrown into the pit, and then you have McMahon going into the dump truck. I honestly can't remember. But anyways, what the hell that's called. Gets in there, lifts up the dirt, puts it in. You got Kane doing this. And that was the end of the Biker Taker. Which I think obviously a lot of people wanted. I think maybe he even wanted. You know, Mark had that gimmick since 2000. And it was good for the time. But it was also like, we really wanted to see The Undertaker as The Undertaker. And so, 2004, that's when he came back at WrestleMania 20. And, you know, you don't look back since. But this was a pretty good. You got the World Heavyweight title, Goldberg versus Triple H. And their feud was pretty good. I really think that, you know, Bill Goldberg coming back around this time, not the greatest. But also, he got to pin Triple H, which I don't think really happened a lot around this time either. He was basically one of those guys that didn't lose a lot. So, for Goldberg to win, it was like, that was pretty cool. And it was a pretty good match. I mean, I've had other good matches as well. But, you know, I thought about doing a series, 3 Survivor Series shows. So I'm glad I did this one. But it's been fun. Like, I picked another one, but I thought, what the hell, I'll just do this one. It's a little bit more memorable in some ways. Talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming.
Gnarly.
I don't think that's the case at all. If you look at some of his earlier interviews,